Well, thank you for joining us for our Smart Buyer Alert webinar. I'm Jeremy Wilstein, the young guy.
And I'm Ed Knapp, the old guy.
And we're here to talk about Park City's home buying season. In this webinar, we're going to describe the current conditions of the Park City real estate market and consider how this information may impact a buyer's decision to purchase a Park City property within the next several years.
Let's talk about it. Park City property values are projected to rise. This is due to a limited supply of homes for sale and strong demand that is outpacing our low supply, and we're going to talk about that and show you some numbers.
So looking back at the Park City market history, the number of sales of homes, condominiums, and land keeps rising year over year since 2009, 2010.
And the median sold prices have also been rising year over year since 2011 and 2012.
All right, so this graph shows our year-to-year comparison of closed sales. This is March 2013 through February 2014 is in the red graph, or the red bar, and March 2012 through February 2013 is in the blue. So if we take a look at our homes, we're up 10% over a year before. Condominiums were up 11%, and how are we doing in lots, Ed?
Lots have been on fire. There's a 25% increase in the number of lots that have been closing escrow here in Park City.
So double-digit increases in number of sales over the last year, and our inventory is really low. So properties are being bought up very quickly. Now the important part, price, our median home sales price. Taking a look at Park City inside the city limits, we are up 12% in price.
And if we look at Snyderville Basin, which is where I live, Jeremy, we're up 11%. So these numbers are tracking fairly closely.
So I live in Park City. Ed lives in Snyderville.
Yes.
Beating him. All right, then taking a look at condo median sold prices. In the city limits, we're up 1%.
And in the Snyderville Basin, we're seeing an increase of 25% on townhomes and condos. Why is that, Jeremy?
Well, in Snyderville Basin, there was a lot of large condo projects that came online right at the height of the market. Everybody bought them up, and the market fell out. So these properties came down a lot in price, and it's good to see this increase. And it's more getting back to normal levels. It's stabilizing. So while the 25% is nice, it dropped so far down in the Snyderville Basin that it may look more like or 10 or 12% if they didn't drop so much.
And it's more affordable, Jeremy, and there's more inventory out there right now. What a great place to invest.
Yep. And inside the city limits, we've got condo projects that have been well established, been around for a lot of times. Not everybody bought into them at one time. Finally, taking a look at lot median sold prices, this is the most interesting slide. We're up 25% inside the city limits.
And in the Snyderville Basin, we're up 33%, Jeremy.
Wow.
So this tells us that developers, builders, and possible buyers are anticipating the continued increase in pricing over the next year or two, because many of these people are buying lots to either hold and then build, or they're building right now for spec purposes, speculation, where builders are coming in and taking 6 months to 12 months to build out a house in the anticipation that their profit margins will increase over time. So
now we're going to talk about inventory and absorption rate, because we've been talking about this low supply of properties we have, so we want to show you the data on there. Just so you know, the National Association of Realtors defines a balanced market as 6 months of inventory. In resort towns, it's a balanced market is usually 9 months of inventory, because like Park City, we have more second home investment properties here. So taking a look at Snyderville Basin, there are only 25 homes for sale priced under $750,000, and there were 214 sales over the past 12 months. So that means that our current inventory of 25 homes for sale is only a 1.5 month supply of inventory. So balanced market, National Association of Realtors 6 month, resort markets like Park City 9 months, we're sitting at 1.5 months.
So Jeremy, this means that if no new properties came on the market, that the 25 homes would sell out in the next month and a half, and then it'd be zero inventory.
45 days and we're sold out.
Wow. Wow. So let's talk about inventory and absorption rates in the Park City limits. There are only 18 homes for sale within the Park City limits priced under $1 million, and I might note that some of these are the old miner shacks that have less square footage and have been remodeled. There were 68 homes sold during the past 12 months. This means the current inventory of 18 homes for sale is only a 3-month supply in the actual city limits.
We put this graph together to show our single-family inventory, and we broke it into $100,000 increments from $300 all the way up to $1 million. So take a look at this, and you can see our number of homes in each category.
Especially, there's a break there right at the $700,000 to $800,000 level, Jeremy. Mm-hmm. If you look at what we might consider affordable housing here in Park City, maybe not in other parts of the country, there seems to be a real demand for anything under about $800,000, and all the way up to $1 million is a very, very healthy market.
Mm-hmm. So we expect property values to be 10 to 30% higher in a year from now. Now, that might seem like a lot, but in the last year we've seen those increases all the way from, well, the low 1% inside up to more 10, 11, 12% appreciation, and then we're seeing a 33% appreciation in Snyderville Basin for land.
Wow.
So, I mean, we've seen great increase the last couple of years. Our supply is still at historic lows. There's still a huge demand for real estate in Park City, so we don't anticipate this appreciation to slow down anytime soon.
No. Lot sales are up 25% from the previous year, which we've talked about already. And this is the result of a shortage of homes and condos for sale. Mm-hmm. Buyers are sometimes turning to purchasing building lots that they can build and buy and build and put their dreams home on at a later date. So we're seeing a lot of activity on vacant land right now.
Mm-hmm. So if you wish to own Park City real estate in the next couple of years, you might want to consider now as a time to buy so you don't miss out on that appreciation.
Families looking to relocate to Park City will try to do so between the school year, Jeremy. Mm-hmm. And you begin looking in April and May to close in July or August. If you look at the typical sales process, you're looking at 30 to 60 days perhaps to look over and learn your inventory, and then you may be in escrow for 60 days plus or minus. So now's the time to be looking at real estate if you're interested. And waiting, we think, will only cost you more money over the next few years based on the data we just shared with you.
Yeah, I can say that with great confidence that waiting will only cost you more money. So there's 5 things to do now if you plan to buy in the next 5 years. So first off, you need to decide what type of property you want to buy. Is it a home? Is it a vacant lot? Is it a townhome? Is it a condominium?
Now, the second thing you want to do is set up an automatic search notification on one of our websites. We have 3 of them, Jeremy. Well, let's share them with the people viewing this.
So we have BuyParkCity.com, ViewParkCityHomes.com, and ViewParkCityRealEstate. They're all a little bit different, whichever one you prefer. And you can set up your custom searches, or you can shoot us a note and we'll set one up for you with the correct parameters.
The next thing you can do is contact one of our buyer's consultant specialists, which are Jeremy, the young guy, Ed Knapp, the old guy, and the guy in the middle, Mr. De Leon.
Mr. Dean De Leon.
And he's really good too, and he's a local boy. And we can help you.
And you want to get pre-approved for your loan if you plan to purchase with financing. I cannot tell you how much stronger an offer looks when you have a pre-approval letter, especially if you're found that property you want and there's another buyer bidding on it. So getting pre-approved helps with strength of offer, and then it also lets you know what your payments would be, what you can afford, everything. It's a very strong tool.
And Jeremy, do you want to talk also about why we recommend that these folks out there use local lenders from Park City?
Yeah, so especially with condo, townhome financing that allow nightly rentals, it's important to use a local Park City lender. Our Park City lenders know the condo projects well and it can explain them to their underwriters. I appreciate the fact that everybody has a lender back home that they know, love, trust, but when it comes to financing resort real estate, it is important to use a local lender.
So you want to use somebody specialized in this. Mm-hmm. And then finally, we would like you to be prepared to act if the right property comes along. You're ready, willing, and able. And with the inventory shrinking right now, that doesn't mean you can't make good purchases. It just means that you'd like to be one of the first ones, if not the first one, to the property and be willing to actually put it under contract. And remember, here in Park City, we can write the offers in such a way that you put the property under contract and then have a period of time, usually anywhere from 10 days to possibly weeks, to go examine the property, to look at the financials of any associations involved, rental histories, and so on, Jeremy.
So if you have any questions, email us at Ed, Jeremy, or Dean at the Wilstein team. We'll be happy to answer them for you. Thank you for watching our webinar. I'm Jeremy Wilstein, the young guy.
And I'm Ed Knapp, the old guy.
Thanks for joining us, and have a good one.
Goodbye.